He just sent me a message about a new show. I was like, let's see how this plays out. I'm like, this isn't even my baby. They'd say cut and I'd look over and she's like, shot up out of the chair and gave me a big hug. And like, I was like, okay, she's gonna be cool. I just keep going back to hero. Like, she's just a hero. There's something off and it goes way too far.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Heart in Motion podcast. I'm thrilled to welcome back Jon McLaren to the podcast. So good to see you again.
Hello. Good to see you too. How are you?
I'm great. I think the last time that you and I visited, you were hinting that you were getting ready to go film a new project. And so I'm so excited to be talking with you about Crossroad Springs today, among three. We'll check back in on When Hope Calls. You've got a thriller coming out this weekend based on a true story. And then we've heard hints about and seen a little bit of a trailer on a Christmas movie that you've got coming up. So much to talk about. You've been busy.
Yeah. And the cone of silence has been removed. I'm allowed to actually talk about stuff now. So.
Well, and we just got the news recently. You guys are getting ready to go back and film a few more episodes.
Yeah, we just found out we got an extra 4 episodes of Crossroad Springs, so we should be, I'm actually still waiting for word, but we should be back to set probably in the next few weeks or so. So
that's pretty
exciting.
We're all
very, very excited. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's so cool. Well, let's start, first of all, with Crossroad Springs. You play Lewis Hedges. So what first excited you about joining Crossroad Springs and playing Lewis?
Honestly, getting a text message out of the blue from the great and wonderful president, CEO, founder of Great American Media, Bill Abbott. I think I was driving and it popped up on my little display and I was like, I need to pull over.
You do a double take? What?
Yeah, I was like, what's happening? No, so it's not every day that you get text randomly from, the head of a network. So that was both terrifying but exciting at the same time. But then, obviously reading the scripts, it got me super excited because it's just a very grounded story. I think it's the whole season is, I think, very relatable to a lot of people. So that's always exciting when you're going to be able to connect with people on a human level. That's
so cool. Yeah, I imagine I would have probably pulled over as well. I mean, we don't want to cause an accident with exciting news like that, right?
Yeah,
that's
Bill,
so cool.
you gotta be careful. We gotta share location.
Gonna time these better. That's right.
If my location is moving too quick, don't text me.
Anything above 45 miles per hour, please. Yeah. What is that in Canadian? I don't know what.
45, probably 70, 80 kilometers, maybe.
Yeah.
60 is like 100 kilometers, so
there you go.
Yeah, it's fast enough.
So you play Lewis. Lewis is married to Tina Hedges.
Yes.
What can you tell us about Lewis and Tina?
The great and wonderful, amazing Erin Agostino plays Tina. We are we're a couple that has moved to Crossroad Springs, looking for a better life, not only for ourselves, but we have a little one on the way as well. And we kind of pick up with Lewis and Tina, unfortunately, after Lewis has lost the job in which he has come to Crossroad Springs for. And so they've kind of fallen upon hard times and are just kind of struggling to make ends meet, not only job-wise. You'll see some stuff, and I'm not sure where it falls, so I don't want to spoil too much, but their living situation has some issues. They're just... they're not in a great spot, but they are in a great relationship, and they do really look after each other and pick each other up during those hard times. And as you'll see throughout the season, there's a lot of people around the town and the community that help them out along the way as well. So.
Yeah, it's been exciting to watch their journey so far.
Yeah.
I think that we are episode 3 in the States this week.
Yeah.
And then we just had the premiere on Super Channel this past Sunday.
Yeah, this week. Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
And I saw episode 3 already with you guys on PureFlix Premium.
On the Premium, yeah. Erin and I were on there, yeah. So I get confused sometimes between the preview events that we do with the PureFlix subscribers, and then where we actually are in the season.
Yeah.
So I'm like, don't
It's
spoil.
tricky to navigate. And I thought this was really awesome. Those of us that were premium members had an opportunity to actually watch several of the episodes
Yeah.
before they were in their final draft and give some feedback and insight. I mean, that's just amazing that a
Oh, that
network.
is really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I've seen a little bit of four, and a little bit of either five or six as well. So
Oh,
that's pretty cool.
fantastic. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, Great American they've been so on top of their social media and so like on top of the community and really listening to what people have to say and taking it to heart. That doesn't always happen, and it's really like kind of exciting, like on our side of things, because it's
Yeah.
like they really take the feedback to heart, and then it'll be interesting when we go back to set for the next 4 episodes to see, how some of those comments reflect in the episodes to come. So we'll
Yeah.
stay tuned.
Yeah, absolutely. So you mentioned your co-star, Tina, who plays Tina, is Erin
Yes.
Agostino. You know her from previous projects. Christmas on Windmill Way, you guys did that one together, right?
Yeah, that's where we first met,
Yeah.
and then we quickly became like really really good friends. We talk like I've said it before, but we talk almost every week because we're usually helping each other with
Yeah.
auditions and self tapes and stuff like that. So we became pretty tight, which is nice.
How did that work out, you finding out that each other was playing those?
Well, after I pulled the car over and Bill had texted me, before I started driving again, I texted Erin. I was like, Bill just sent me a message about a new show. And she's like, he just sent me a message about a new show. I was like, let's see how this plays out.
Yeah.
And then I think they ping ponged us, or at least for me anyways. There was a couple of characters on the show. They were just, I think, trying to find a place for me where I fit best. And then once the dust settled and I got the official word, then like immediately at that point we were like, every day we're like, did you hear anything? Did you talk to Bill? Did you hear anything? And so immediately when we got news, it was like we knew right away. So we're like excited.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. It's fun to go to work. It's fun to go to work with people that you love working with. So I imagine.
Yeah, it really is like, it's good to walk onto a set where you feel like you're going home. Like I didn't know a lot of people on the Crossroad Springs cast, but like just getting to work beside Erin, she's such a fantastic actor, and like I do 85-90% of my scenes with her, so it's like it's just so easy. It's like being, it's like hanging out with your friends. So
That's amazing. You guys have, we won't spoil anything because it's kind of already out there, but there's when you guys did the Facebook Live, which people can go watch on Great American Family's Facebook page. There was a hint in episode 6, which I know that hasn't happened yet, but Jonathan Stoddard also shared that one of his favorite moments of the season is coming up in episode 6. There's a baptism scene. What was it like? I know you can't give too much away, but what was it like shooting that scene?
It was beautiful. Like there's a specific location that's on the show. I won't say which one, but they use that as that's where the ceremony takes place. And there's just something about having like a newborn on set it was just beautiful. And it's funny because when you work with children, and especially infants, this baby was tiny. They can't be on set the whole time, so you have a doll essentially wrapped up. But then like the second that baby came onto set, it was like the whole atmosphere changed. It was insane. It was just beautiful. Like both Erin and I looked at each other and we were like watering up in our eyes. It's just like you can't help it. Like it's just they're so innocent. It's just like I'm like, this isn't even my baby. But it's just the whole scene comes. There's the baby. It's just beautiful. I don't want to spoil. I don't really want to say much because it's just I haven't seen it yet myself. But I know by the vibe in the room when we shot it, it's gonna be. It's going to be talked about, I think, as a staple moment in the season. So
That's what he said. Just when it was over, just after it happened, everybody was just kind of like in that moment, like, what just happened?
Yeah, it's just like, wow. Yeah.
Do you remember your first day on set for this project?
Um, I feel like I mean, it was kind of a bit of a blur. I mean, what was my first day? That's a good question.
It's not like Sam Tremblay walking onto Windhope Calls, bearded all up, and
No, yeah, I know, bearded all up, and there's like a lot of pressure on that character. No, it was like, I mean, Erin and I were traveling together most days to and from set, and so, what I remember the most is like the two of us are always joking, and so there's just a lot of jokes to the point in which we're like worried we're gonna lose our jobs because we're just having so much fun together half the time. We're just like waiting for our director Marco to be like, guys, cut it. But no, I mean, there's always a lot of nerves anytime you're, day one on a new project, whether it's a show or whether it's, a movie or anything like that. But I mean, we did have a pre-dinner with all the cast, and the Great American guys came down, and Bill was there, and everybody was there, and so we kind of all met each other, and so that takes a little bit of the nerves off when you get the opportunity to just kind of hang out before, and and then, but yeah, I mean, I travel, usually with Erin, so we're just laughing, having a good time, going over lines, and yeah.
other than working with a familiar face and just working with a great cast, what do you love about this project?
Again, like I mentioned it earlier, but it's just, especially with Tina and Lewis, like they're very relatable characters, which is what I love the most about Lewis. They're dealing with everyday, I think, fears and trials and tribulations that everybody goes through. Like I don't yet, but I have to imagine, when you're bringing a newborn into the world, it's absolutely terrifying. Like, you don't, as much as you prepare, I'm sure you don't know what you're doing, and then let alone you're dealing with, job loss, and, you're running low on money, which I have been there, which I totally understand. But, and I think what's great about the show is that it's not just Tina and Lewis. It's like everybody seemingly on the show is dealing with something very relatable at different points in their life. And I think that's why, so far, from what we've heard from, some of the behind the scenes lives, and it seems to be resonating really well with people. So it's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Just watching the Hamilton dynamic, and then but still how they're connected to your characters, and then Maggie and the diner, and that connection that you guys have made there has been pretty special.
I love that scene with Maggie. That first scene where she gives us the sandwiches. I'm like, it's so sweet. It's so nice.
On the house.
Yeah.
So you guys are going back for 4 more episodes. Have you thought about what could possibly happen with Tina and Lewis? Do you have ideas?
Yeah, I'm just really excited to see how they, juggle having a newborn, and I'm not quite sure where the job situation will end up. So that'll be really interesting. I know that there's been a lot of help given to them by certain people in the community. So I'm kind of interested to see how those relationships build and where they ultimately end up. So yeah, I do hope that, I hope they find themselves on their feet, and then I hope there is, some moments where they can give back to the community that has helped them so much along the way. So we'll see where it goes.
We're excited to see as well.
Me too.
So we've got episode 3 coming up this week, and then I guess it would be episode 2 in Canada. Anything you can tease other than the baptism service that we know is happening in 6?
That is tough. I don't want to spoil anything.
It's okay. You can say I can't.
I can't.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? And I'm getting my episodes blurred here, but I'll just say there's some really great moments from a musicality standpoint that are really quite beautiful as well. So I think that's a really good one, because that's something that really caught me by surprise, and I was like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's one thing when you read it in the scripts, and but it's another thing when you actually see it all come together, and the show looks really beautiful. And again, musically, there's some neat things that are on the way.
And it sounds like they're going to tap into that a little bit even more. I know that they released something today that they were
Yeah.
working.
Yeah,
So,
so yeah. So Jonathan and Julian have been working. They've been cooking in the
yeah,
booth. So it's stay tuned.
here we go.
Yeah.
Let's switch gears because you've got a different project, vastly different than Crossroad Springs, that's going to be premiering this weekend on Lifetime,
Yep.
A Husband to Die For, where
Yes.
you don't really play a nice person.
No. I play the complete opposite.
So you play Darren Aguilar. Did I say that right or wrong? Did I get
uh,
close?
Aguilar, I
Aguilar?
believe. Yeah.
Aguilar? Right. And this is based on a true story. Going back and checking it out, it
Well,
happened
it's
night. What?
sorry to correct. It's Darren West and Lisa Aguilar.
Yes,
Yes. Yeah.
Lisa. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. So this happened around 92, 94.
Yep.
And fascinating to watch.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's a very different kind of project for you. What made you say yes to playing Darren, given that it's this true crime and there's the weight of the story like it is?
I mean, that you kind of just hit it. Like I had never done a true crime based on a true story project really before. I've done a lot of thrillers, but it's a different beast when you know that it's based on somebody's real life and it's their real life experience. And so like immediately I was like, wow, okay, yeah, like yeah, it's just. Yeah, I just haven't done anything like it before, and it as terrifying as quite frankly it is. It's usually when you're afraid of something and anything in life, it's usually meaning like you're doing something that's for good, and it's.
Yeah.
So I just took a deep breath and dove in.
So set the stage for us a little bit. What's the overall story that we're going to see on Saturday?
Yeah, so I mean, it really is Lisa's triumphant story. She's the hero of it all. It's the story of Lisa and Darren. They're a married couple with a child on the way, and trying not to go into too much spoilers, but Darren, it kind of shows it in the trailer, but he's been kind of living a double life, and it takes a turn for the absolute worst, the most horrifying situation you could think of.
Yeah.
Yeah, is kind of the easiest way to put it.
Yeah. Darren is a very charming person, comes across, I mean, honestly, not a character that you dislike. I mean, you're actually like, okay, he just seems like a pretty normal person, really pushing for the golf thing, right? And and on the surface appears very charming, but how did you prepare knowing, okay, I've got to play this guy that comes across as this, got it together, charming, I've got a goal here, I'm in love with my wife, I've got this
Yeah.
great new relationship, but underneath there's this underlying thing that's happening.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think it's as an actor playing any one of these roles in a thriller, or playing the villain, quote unquote. It's really easy to fall into just being dark and just being like pure evil, and it's super easy to do that, and with Darren, it's just. I should preface this with with the research that we were given, I really focused on Lisa's point of view because it's her story, and it's ultimately what happened to her, and I really needed to understand from her point of view what it was like and like what happened. And we were lucky because we got a whole bunch of there's newspaper clippings, there was a bunch of interviews that were typed out for us. There's like a 50-page document of just all interviews with Lisa, which was incredible. And I was like, okay, I'm going to sit down and kind of, go through this over a week or so. I actually ended up sitting down and just crushing it in one night. Like, it was crazy to
Wow.
hear her story and her point of view. And the one common thread that was always present is that she had zero idea. She had no idea what he was up to, what he was doing, what he was even capable of. And so, like, that to me is like something that I really wanted to portray, and we talked a lot about it on the set, literally from scene to scene to scene, because I didn't want to push it too far to be like, oh, that guy's bad. You know, like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, yeah.
it's just really, and if you look at any film that has a villain, whether it's, fictional or not, like, a lot of the best villains, they're just kind of normal guys. It's just there's something wrong in their reasoning, and sometimes they're driven by like very normal everyday concerns of, I have a baby on the way. I might not be able to go pro golfer, or like, it's just
Yeah.
those aren't out of the realm of possible emotions that we would all experience. The difference is that there's something off, and it goes way too far.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Well, and I think Darren had even the pressures from his father, what he was putting
Yep.
on him. I mean, all of those things coming in, and
Yep.
it's just like everything flooded all at once to that
Yep.
breaking point.
Breaking point. Yeah. Yeah.
The attack on Lisa is a very pivotal and disturbing part of that story. So, as an
Yeah.
actor, how did you approach filming such an intense sequence while maintaining respect for the real people that were
Yeah.
involved?
Just with a great deal of care. Everybody, top to bottom. We did everything in our power to recreate, or at least stay as faithful as we could to the material that we were given, to base this story off of, right down to the number of times that she was kind of, I'll just say, hits. Like, just like, we were really trying to stay faithful to it, while not going. It's really easy with stuff like this, especially in the fictional world, to like get really over the top with a lot of like gore, and like, just like, it was just done really respectful, in my opinion, and we really focused on that, and we were really, really meticulous about always having, Lisa in the back of our minds, and respecting her story and respecting what she went through, even if that's a hard thing to do with, how horrific this was. It's just kind of laser focus on doing the story justice for Lisa, because again, I'll scream it from the rooftop. She's a hero. She's so strong, and it's just, you don't want to overdo it. You don't want to water it down, because what she went through is horrific.
There's a scene where Lisa goes to Darren when he's just been taken into custody. Very powerful scene.
Yeah.
An intense moment. I know you can't share about that, but just that filming and the dynamic of that on this side of it, unbelievably riveting and emotional. I was just like, it's like you play that character so well, where it's like I was struggling to like, I was feeling what Lisa was feeling, like it can't be true,
Yeah.
right? I mean, the
Yeah.
way that you guys played that, can you talk a little bit more about that moment?
Yeah, it's just, it's kind of, you tap into the belief of like, I think there might be parts of him that think that he wasn't wrong, or he didn't do it, or like,
Yeah.
you look at a lot of the shows, like, Monsters is a recent one that came out, and like, sometimes these things happen, but then they happen, but then they're kind of gone. Like, they're out of their head. Like, it's like a disembodiment almost from there. So I tried to play it like he really does believe there's nothing wrong, and like,
Yeah.
you can see it in, like, again, the transcripts that we were given, like, time and time again, like, it's just straight up denial. Lisa didn't see anything coming. Like, it's just, you just kind of try to play those moments as truthfully as possible, and then the fact of the matter is there is a darker part to that, which I think hopefully plays more into the performance of like, oh my goodness, like, wow, like how do you like it becomes mind-boggling in a
Oh
way.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's yeah.
Yeah.
But it's really nice to hear you saying that it's, you know,
Yeah.
even, mind-boggling to you. And it's
Yeah.
like, thank you. Cause
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, it's the first time that she realizes, no, this is really happening because,
yeah,
like you said, she's defending him up until this moment, and when she goes, it all of a sudden it's a reality,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then it's a whole nother situation
yeah.
after that. So just that moment is so pivotal. You've played, the classic rom-com. We've talked about Crossroad Springs.
Mm.
We've got a Christmas movie coming up. How did this role stretch you as an actor?
It's a completely other side of the spectrum, and it's really easier. I shouldn't say it's really easy. It's easier to play characters in which you completely understand their motivations. It's different when you just absolutely do not. Like you cannot connect the dots. At least I can't from what happened to Lisa. Like I just can't. Like it's so you have to try and come to grips and try to understand the psyche and where he was at in his mind dealing with all of this stuff with the baby and failing at his career, disappointing his parents, and it's all kind of happening at once, and he's got a bunch of stuff going on behind closed doors, and he's just living a double life, and that pressure and trying to understand that amount of pressure that would drive you to go down the path that he did. It's funny you say that. I've done a lot of rom-coms, and one of the things we like actually talked about is like some of the scenes in A Husband to Die For could be played as such, could be played as very romantic and very, it's just the difference is the subtext of what's actually happening.
Yeah.
Like it just makes you go, oh my God, like like
And not even such the thriller part of it, but it's based on a true story.
that's what I mean. Like it's
Yeah.
so it's like you have a guy who's having, I don't know, it's a wonderful picnic with his wife. Their baby's about to be born, and it's love. That moment contained in and of itself. If you just saw that, it's lovely. It's beautiful.
Mhm.
But
But what's really happening?
yeah,
Right now.
but so yeah, it's
So for
it's
Go ahead.
hard. It's challenging. It's just you just kind of you go with it day by day, and you just keep having those conversations every day with your cast, the director, everybody.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Is that the first project that you've done that was based on a true story?
it is. Yeah, yeah, and David, our director, was unbelievably helpful, and we talked about every minute detail, every possibility of how we could play this, and it's so nice when you have a director that a allows you the space to, yeah, as actors we always say play. I don't like saying play in this situation, but allows you the space to try different things so that you can get it right, not only just for the story but for Lisa. Like it came down to that all the time. Like there was actual tears on set of, for us especially for the actors, where we were like crying out of fear of like, are we getting this right?
Hmm.
And Kian, I can remember, was in tears at some point, and sorry Kian if I'm throwing you under the bus, but it was from a place of fear, because we really wanted to get it right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and she was amazing.
Oh,
Oh.
she's unbelievable.
Well, on this side of it, I started like even, you get to the end and you see like, because you want to know it's a true story. So what happened now,
Yeah,
and you start doing the math and you're like, then all of a sudden it just, the reality of this is still going on in her
yeah,
life. Like it will probably always go on in her life
yeah,
to a certain degree. So,
yeah,
wow.
yeah.
So for viewers tuning in this weekend, what do you think will shock them most about Darren and Lisa's story?
I think the horrific and brutal and dark turn that it it ultimately takes. And also on the flip side of that, the pure amount of strength and sheer will and determination and I just keep going back to hero. Like, she's just a hero. Like, it's incredible what she went through, and to come out on top and live her life, protect her baby, raise her baby. Like, it's yeah, I still get emotional talking about it. Like, it's incredible what she went through and how she was able to overcome all of that and live her life.
For fans of yours who may not be used to this type of role for you, why should they watch?
It's
If we haven't sold it to you already.
I know. Just because it's a really, I mean, it's a really inspiring story of triumph and overcoming the literal lowest of lows. That alone, like, please check it out. You know,
Yeah.
It's Lisa's story, and I'm praying that we've done it justice, and it's I can't wait to see it myself. If you're looking for a personal answer, well, it's just I don't know if I've ever gone this dark before, so as an actor, so there's that. But yeah, watch it for Lisa.
Yeah, absolutely. So that'll be on Lifetime this weekend on Saturday night, 7 Central.
Yep.
So we definitely did check that out. Should we go lighter now?
Please. If I haven't alienated everyone from the Crossroads family and Christmas
so
family. I'm sorry.
Here we go. You and I last visited after episode 2 of When Hope Calls. So while I've got you here, first of all, I don't know who we need to campaign for. Who do we need to write? What do we need to do to get more When Hope Calls?
I'd say I'd give you Bill's number to flood his inbox with.
And if you could put a location on him, and I'm going to text him when he's driving above 45 miles per hour.
Yeah. You'll also never see me in any Great American Project again, but...
Look who just walked in.
Oh, Argle. Hello, sir. I know. He's trolling around back there.
I love it. It's like, I'm just walking through, letting you know I'm here.
Yeah. Oh, you're doing an interview? Okay.
Okay.
Hi.
No big deal.
Yeah, no big deal. It's my show now.
That's right. So you and I chatted between episodes 2 and 3.
Yes.
So some fun scenes that we didn't get to talk about that were a little comedy, a little romance. We've got the comic moments from like the Bakewell cookies situation, which had to be a lot of fun. Or maybe, not so fun. I don't know how many cookies you ate.
A lot.
Looking back, what did you love most about playing Sam this past season?
Those tarts. They were good. They were actually like delicious. However, I don't eat a lot of sugar. And so, like, no joke, I had a little side, it's gross, but spit cup because we were, take after take after take, and I'm jamming like 7 in at a time.
You're like, this is not going to be one of those one takes, is it?
No. No, but I just, what I love most about Sam is that he's willing to go to those lengths because he's just such a good, grounded, down-to-earth guy, and he really cares about people. He wants to make people happy, whether it's Maggie or anyone in the town, and he's just again, he is kind of like a relatable guy who's just trying to find his way in the world, and he's working away at essentially his dream. He's a miner and he just hasn't struck gold yet, and eventually he does, as you see. And
I start to say, or has he?
Yeah. I mean, I think we're out of spoiler zone now with the show, but it's nice because I likened him a lot to like the journey of an actor, because it's not an easy industry to be in sometimes, and sometimes you got to go out there and you got to mine for gold, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 times, and then you eventually strike, and you get a show like When Hope Calls or Crossroad Springs, and you just can't give up. And that's what I love about Sam, is he never gives up on himself.
He's been a fun underdog to root for. So
Yeah. And the comedy stuff I really liked. I really liked that I got to bring that to the show, because like, other than, I mean, there is some on it, but like Ronnie is hilarious. But he's just like, Neil had me crying. He's so good. He's so good. But I don't get to do a lot of that stuff a lot, so I was like, I'm just gonna give as much as I can to these comedic moments, and I hope they work, and I think they resonated really well with people. So I loved it. It's so fun.
Well, there's even I loved episode 6 when they're having the party, and even the timing of the moon, and all of that happened, and then the fireworks and all of that. Can you talk a little bit about that big romantic moment at the end, the dance party, what that was like? Are we going to have fireworks? You got the one kiss of the entire season. What was that like?
It was great, because I didn't know if we were actually going to, like, I didn't know if they're going to do the fireworks thing or not, and they ended up doing it, and I was like, this looks so good. When I saw it, I was like, this looks amazing. And it was just kind of like a culmination of like all of this stuff that Sam had gone through like all season long, from the bakewell tarts to the allergic reaction in his eyes was a lot of fun, to like actually like getting the gold, losing the gold, getting the gold again, and like I still feel like he hasn't really figured out his place yet, because like what does it look like if you win the lottery?
There's so much more. There's so much more.
It's just like what does that look like to people? But what was really beautiful is like it almost doesn't matter, because he ended up kind of ending up with Maggie in the end. So it's just it was a really beautiful way to end off his arc for the season. So it was awesome. It was a lot of fun.
Well, and he ended up with Maggie, and also it's like Maggie's his biggest cheerleader. So I'm like, if he's got Maggie, he's got the biggest cheerleader behind him.
Yeah.
Whatever's coming at Sam, he's got Maggie there to cheer him on. So
yeah, and she really gets him, because I mean, her herself, like she also like left home to follow a dream, and like ended up in Brookfield, and so they're kind of like, they're the perfect match in a way. Like they've both met somewhere in the middle, both kind of doing in a way the same thing. And so it's really nice that they end up. And I remember shooting it like, like there was like Video Village where everybody's watching on the monitors as we're filming, and like I'd look over, and like the script supervisor, Ashley is her name, we're really good friends, and they'd say cut, and I'd look over, and she's like I was like, like everybody was like really jazzed that like how that turned out, the kiss scene.
And I think Cindy even said they were so caught up in it that they at the last minute realized, wait, we've got to go do our part. They were just like zoned in on it as well. So that's awesome. It's fun. You don't get a lot of scenes where it's almost like the world stops on set and everybody's kind of just in it, in the moment. And oftentimes it's just like, cut, okay, move on, what's next? But it did kind of seem like the whole world stopped, and it's, those moments are really fun as an actor. So, and all kudos to Hanneke, because she's incredible. It was really fun to watch. It was beautiful, and then a good way to end the season. So if we get more Sam and Maggie and When Hope Calls, what do you hope for Sam? Dreamed up storylines for him?
What's that, sorry?
Have you dreamed up storylines for him?
I mean, I'd love to see what the next steps are, I think, with him and Maggie, and where that goes. It just seems to be like, a nice beginning finally for them to finally connect and be on the same page. And I'd love to see where that goes. And I'd really love to see, and they do kind of touch on it in the season, but like where the gold stuff goes, because I think there's probably two types of people. You win the lottery and you're really, you don't really change that much, or you win the lottery and everything changes, and it could be good, could be bad. People could be coming out of the woodwork looking for your gold. So I think there's a lot of really fun moments that I'd like to see if we get to go back to it, especially the comedy stuff.
I started to say, and I just see an opportunity with, I feel like Ronnie's doing pretty well in the town if he's got, the hotel and the restaurant. And now if Sam has the money, what could that mean as far as scenes with Ronnie and the comedy that could play into that?
Yeah,
That could be a lot of fun.
I think it'd be a lot of fun. Or if like he just started trying a bunch of different stuff outside of, the mining world, and just
He needs a job, right?
yeah,
Just keep
like
his
yeah,
job.
maybe I'll try my hand at ranching. Maybe I'll try my hand at this, or yeah,
Just not around hay.
no. Maybe he'll become yeah, maybe he'll invent allergy medicine. So
There you go.
the good stuff.
There you go.
Yeah.
That would be great. Well, we're hoping that we get another season. So fingers crossed on that one. We're going to
Texting
continue to
you.
look forward.
I'm texting you Bill's number right
Let me
now.
grab my phone right now.
Sorry, Bill.
Yeah. So, Great American Family, they've started hinting about Christmas projects this year. We've got to see a little behind the scenes, and they even basically just said, hey, it's happening. And here's a great picture of it. Christmas in Midnight Clear.
Yeah.
You play Daniel Porter. So that's coming this Great American Christmas season. Tell us about Christmas in Midnight Clear.
Yeah, it was great. We wrapped that honestly 3 weeks ago, and it's great. It's the story about the town of Midnight Clear that is unfortunately struggling a little bit financially, and Daniel Porter is also the pastor at the local church, which it's having its own problems itself. It's kind of falling apart, and they're really trying to find their way and find their answer, and a developer comes to town with the wrong answers, I would say, to start. And so the whole town and community is kind of in an existential threat of, what's going to happen? Is this going to end up like every other city with condos going up everywhere? And so, and then fun ensues, as it usually does when two people clash with competing ideas of how the community should be rebuilding itself.
Classic trope.
Love it.
So you've been part of several Christmas movies now. What's the magic of these holiday films for you as an actor?
I've said this before. I love that they've kind of this whole Christmas boom is just, it reminds me of like being a kid, and it's like you always look forward to those certain movies every year. Like it's like, the Charlie Brown Christmas, and the classic Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and all the Elf with Will Ferrell. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Like you have those movies that you always go back to every Christmas season, and you say the classic trope, and they have a lot of the same, similar storytelling mechanics, but they take place in different locations and different people and different actors and different situations. And it's just like that feel good. It's really become a part of the whole Christmas experience, which is awesome. So
Every Christmas movie has its big moment,
yes.
whether it's the kiss or the snow or a heartwarming reveal, without spoiling too much or spoil too much.
Yeah.
What kind of moment do you think fans will be talking about with this one?
Ooh, there's certainly, if this is hard without spoiling anything, I think there's some really beautiful scenes where Daniel starts to, let's say, inspire, his counterpart, played by Alicia. And there's some really beautiful speeches, I think, and, themes of family and faith and home. And there's a couple of moments, I think, in the film that, break through to Alicia's character, and I think people will really like them. I got to see a bit on the cameras, and even just on the camera itself without any editing or anything like that. Like it looks beautiful. So yeah.
So speaking of Alicia, here's what we
Yeah.
know. Rom-coms live or die on chemistry.
Yeah.
How do or did you and Alicia go about building that connection quickly on set? Did you
It's
come up
it's
with like a famous, like a team handshake
you know
and
what, we didn't have a handshake. I have had those before, but yeah, I remember walking into set. I think it was day two. I don't think she was there day one. Oddly enough, usually she would be because she's number
yeah,
one. But yeah, I
yeah.
think it ended up that she was there day two, and I remember walking in. It was shot at a house, and I walked into the basement, and she was there in makeup, and she shot up out of the chair and gave me a big hug, and like I was like, okay, she's gonna be cool.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, she's not standoffish at all, and
Yeah.
like yeah, she's just such a great human being, and she's a lot of fun. We laughed nonstop, like all the time, and yeah, she's just fun. Like I'm very much the type of person on set that I want everybody to be having fun, and I don't want people to have problems because I personally think it always starts with, it starts at the top and it can trickle down. And if the top's
Yeah.
not right, then it's just it can end up being a bad situation and people aren't happy. And if people aren't happy, then, you're not getting the best out of people that you possibly can. And it's not solely on the actors, obviously, but, I pride myself in trying to bring that to set and,
Yeah.
have good vibes, and Alicia was just as much, if not more, in that boat, and so we got along like really well. So, yeah.
That's great. So speaking of fun, is there a fun moment we can look for in the movie?
Oh, let me think. This is hard.
We've seen a picture where there's some cookie baking going on.
Yes, that was fun. I mean, that was actually a relatively quick scene. Mike Daniel's not a very good baker, so he had to learn some skills. Honestly, it's so hard. I'm really not lying when I'm saying like we were laughing every day. So it's hard for me to pinpoint one moment because we were just again it was a lot like working with Erin where it was just like when are the directors going to tell us to just lock it up?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, is this the moment we never work again because we're those people who are just laughing a lot and actually annoying people when we're trying to do the opposite? But yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm drawing a blank right now. It's
It's
just
going to be an hour and how many minutes are these movies? An hour and
yeah,
what do
usually
they
like an
normally
hour,
run? 20,
20 minutes or so. Yeah,
27 minutes, whatever,
27
of
minutes. Yeah,
nonstop fun,
yeah,
everybody.
yeah. The hardest part is like turning off that fun when they call action. It's a serious scene.
Yeah. So Christmas movies often become annual traditions for families. What do you think makes Christmas at Midnight Clear stand out in that crowded holiday space?
Oh, oh. I feel like it's very like we talked about this on set. Like it's a very like grounded, real experience. Like sometimes it's really easy to go like over the top
Hmm.
in these films with having I don't know fun at the local Christmas tree mart and trees are falling over or like
Yeah, yeah.
like yeah like syrup eating contest. I
You're
don't
like,
know.
no, 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 no.
Yeah,
Who's
it's
ever
really
done that?
easy. Yeah, it's like really easy, and those are a lot of fun too. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
this one's really routed in like in family and community and faith, and it was like yeah, it felt a little bit different, and we talked about that a lot on set. Like for as much fun as we were having on set,
yeah,
like it did feel like a little deviation from kind of the normal, if that makes sense. So
yeah.
I hope it resonates with people because it's a very grounded, very real experience. I think so. It'll be interesting.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
So if you could design your own Christmas rom-com,
Oh man.
hmm I'll talk slow so you have time to process. What would the setting and the story be?
Ooh. Oh boy, that's so hard.
You can Listen, we've seen everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Selfishly, maybe it's, I don't
You need to
know.
do a destination
That's what I was
Christmas.
just gonna say. I was gonna say it's gonna be on a beach.
Christmas in Oahu.
Listen, we film these things in the dead heat of summer, wearing parkas. Why don't we just actually do that? But
Come
don't
on.
don't hide. We're in Hawaii somewhere. We're in the Bahamas. I don't know. Just pick a beach. But
So
it's
we've got the
just,
location.
yeah.
So
It's the
what's the
family.
story?
It's the family getaway. You go away at Christmas. We're there for over a week. We can bring it through New Year's. You know,
There's
there could
not
be,
one single Christmas tree
yeah,
on the island.
yeah.
What are we gonna do?
No, there
I'm
can be,
helping you write it here.
but it'll actually be acceptable to have like a noticeably fake tree
Yeah.
because you're on an island with no Christmas trees. Yeah, that's
We could
it.
keep going.
Yeah, we're surfing.
I've got Bill's text. I'm gonna go ahead and get on it right now.
Oh boy, I'm so fired. I'm so fired.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we've covered the gamut with your Christmas movie coming up, and then the real life this weekend, and then we've got Crossroad Springs. But what is a project of yours that we can go back and watch that holds special memories for you?
Oh, I don't even know. Actually, you know what? It's not even that old. I got to do a mini series called Börje Journey of a Legend about a hockey player, Börje Salming, who unfortunately passed from ALS. But it was a really fun period piece. And yes, I opened up my MDB and it was the first thing I saw. But
Still,
he was such an incredible guy, an incredible hockey player. And it was with Walter Skarsgård playing Börje. And it was a period piece, so it was really neat to dress up in the 60s and 70s and the big flare bell bottom suits, and I had hair extensions in because my hair wasn't quite long enough for the big bushy fro. I played a guy named Jim McKenney, he's also an absolute legend. I got to go golfing with him actually to talk about his career and his time in the NHL. But it was a lot of fun, and it turned out really, really well. And it was a blast. So I haven't done a lot of period stuff outside of probably When Home Calls. So
yeah,
it was
I love
it was a lot
good
of fun.
period piece.
I remember we were downtown Toronto, outside of what's Union Station, and we were getting dropped off to go into the hotel where we were shooting, but we were in full garb. Like I had this beautiful like 70s like just crazy suit on. My hair is all just like boof and curly, and like we were walking down the street and crossing, and like literally everyone was like,
Yes.
"What?"
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a lot of fun.
In a moment like that, do you just like stay in the zone, or you just totally like play it up and act like?
It's really interesting, and like I give a shout out to like any wardrobe team I've ever worked for, like, and it was like this on When Home Calls too, but like there's something that just happens to you when you put on the clothes of that period. Like it just be like it almost amplifies the character in you, and you're just like, if anything, it grounds you more in the character that you're playing, and it really does become a part of the character. And so a big shout out to wardrobe and makeup and all of that, because they're just as much a part of characters, more so than probably people realize. So
Okay, what's the name of it again?
Börje, The Journey of a Legend.
Okay, everybody
Yeah.
hear that? I'm gonna have to check that out. That's cool.
Borje is how you spell it.
I'll put it in the description too for everybody.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Well, it's been fun. It was fun last time. It was fun this time to catch up with you. And so just to remind everybody, Crossroad Springs is going to be out on Pure Flix this Thursday, episode 3, and then episode 3 on Saturday on Great American Family. And then we've got based on a true story, all my notes here, A Husband to Die For, the Lisa, I can't ever say her name. You say it for me.
Aguilar.
There you go, Story. That is Saturday night on Lifetime. And then go back and watch. You can see it on PureFlix right now. Go back and watch When Hope Calls. You need to see the transformation
Yeah.
of Sam over season 2. And then we will be looking for Christmas and Midnight Clear this
Yes.
Christmas season.
Yeah,
Thanks so much for
at
being
some
here, Jon.
point. I don't know when it's out yet, but it is coming, and I'm excited for people to watch it. So,
Yeah, we'll be
and for
looking
my
for it.
Canadian friends, I got to shout out Super Channel as well for Crossroad
Yes, I
Springs
got on
as
a
well.
roll and forgot that one. So definitely check
You're
out on the
you're
channel.
you
I
know
was
the
cooking until that one.
you know the times and dates, I think, better than I do. I was like, wow.
But it is tricky when it keeps popping up in different places. So
Yeah, it's like regular programming, subscription
Mm-hmm.
based. It's yeah.
there's a lot of ways to find it. So
Yeah.
go check them out. So
Thank you for being much better at it than I am.
well, but you covered me. You covered me. So that was good. Good tag team there.
Yeah.
Anyway, good to talk to you as always. And we'll be checking out the projects this week and the projects to come. And thanks so much, Jon, for being here.
Oh, anytime. Please let me know. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.